Hi, my name is Yusuf Tantawi, and today I'm going to be looking for a solution on sexual harassment. First off, the problem statement. Sexual harassment has been a serious social problem in Egypt, and increasing numbers of cases of sexual harassment and assault continue to be reported every day. Here is the evidence. The United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and Empowerment of Women published a report showing the most recent statistics of sexual harassment in Egypt. The study shows that 99.3% of Egyptian women have experienced some form of sexual harassment. The study also indicates that 96.5% of women in this survey said that sexual harassment came in the form of touching, which was the most common type of sexual harassment. Verbal sexual harassment was the second highest, where 95% of women reported these cases. In 2010, Egypt was ranked 125th out of 136 countries in terms of disparity in rights between men and women. Also, a 2008 study on the prevalence of sexual harassment performed by the Egyptian Center reported that 83% of women experienced some type of sexual harassment, while 62% of Egyptian men admitted to sexually harassing women. In a study by UN Women in Cairo on sexual harassment, they found that 73.3% of Egyptian males and 49.2% of Egyptian females said harassment was a daily occurrence. And also 90% of males and females in the study said that youth unemployment is the main cause of sexual harassment. The report found that 82.6% of surveyed women do not feel on Egypt's streets. Obviously, these statistics are indicating a very serious problem in Egypt, and this is why we need to find a solution very quickly. The methodology for our study was to collect statistics from several other studies for reliability and to make sure that these statistics are 100% correct. We came up with 3 solutions. The first one was creating a website or an application. We found this solution would make it a lot easier for women to report the incident, first of all, immediately as well as anonymously, which was one of the main important things we were looking for, to report anonymously, because a lot of women feel uncomfortable reporting these incidents. Some of the constraints we found is that this solution requires technology that some women might not have, such as a smartphone or internet access. The second solution we came up with was to put cameras in the streets. This would easily prove what the harassers did, and we would have evidence. Also, it would scare the harassers because they would know that they're being watched. Some of the constraints are that it's very costly, as well as that it requires a lot of advanced technology to monitor the streets, and people might reject this idea because it invades their privacy. Lastly, the third solution is what we decided to go with, and it's to promote a government-based police force where the workers inside the building are actually women, while the policemen around supporting them are men. This would help the women report the harassment incidents easier to women, while still being able to be protected by men. Some of the constraints we found here would be that it would be a very costly method, as well as we would need to implement it in a lot of different cities. Some of the mathematical concepts we used for this study are to find the mode, or to figure out where the most repeated place of sexual harassment is, where it's most common. Probably it's going to be in Cairo. Standard deviation to know the variability of reports among different places in Egypt. The correlation to know the relationship between education and awareness to sexual harassment, and empirical probability to forecast the chance of future occurrences of sexual harassment. Thank you.